For today's Cyber CEO episode,
he edits my videos for YouTube. So this year we are going full force in YouTube. He does the thumbnails. He does the optimization for it. He edits the videos as well. Carlos is loaded with tasks, and he's performing at a very high level. He learned pretty quick. He does a lot. I like his initiative. I give him the task. He will ask the right questions, and sometimes he'll figure things out. He takes initiative. He's super excited all the time about the things that we have coming forward. I really see him as part of the team. He was the best candidate for what I was looking for.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Joanna, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do, so we really appreciate you being on the show. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Joanna?
So my name is Joanna Arnold. I am a real estate agent in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, also a real estate investor. And I've been in the business for about to be 7 years come April of 2023.
So a lot of experience. You have 7 years in real estate, almost 7 years. I mean,
almost 7 years. Yeah. Been a long time.
Long time. How about working with someone virtual, just like what you're doing now with your Cyberbacker? Is this your first time?
So I've been working with Cyberbacker probably for about, I would say maybe about 2 years now. So I did initially have another Cyberbacker before I got my new Cyberbacker, Carlos. And so it's been a great experience.
All right. Great experience. That's good to hear. Now, if you don't mind me asking, how were you introduced to the idea of virtual leverage and Cyberbacker anyway?
So I have a MAPS coach. I've had a MAPS coach for probably about the last 3 years. So my first MAPS coach that I had, Brian, out of California, he introduced leverage to me. And he suggested that I get an assistant to help me. At the time, I didn't think that I really needed one, but Brian was the one who actually sent me to Cyberbacker because he had a Cyberbacker.
Okay, so somewhat of a referral then from your MAPS coach. Now,
it was a referral, yes.
Let's talk more about your experience with Cyberbacker. And first thing you had to go through was the hiring phase, the hiring process, choosing your Cyberbacker. So how did that experience go for you?
The first initial time we did, I think it's like a rapid fire. Is that what you guys call it?
Yes.
Where you send over a bunch of resumes. So I had an opportunity to review a bunch of resumes, probably I would say maybe about 15 the first initial time. And then I was able to pick about 5 candidates to interview. And jumping into the second time, it was less candidates, but they were more experienced in the real estate business and the realm of work that I was looking for.
There we go. So a lot of interviews for you then. Now, your current Cyberbacker, Carlos, how did you make the final decision to partner with them?
I had some really great candidates. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the second time around, and I think I had better candidates because I knew exactly what it was that I was looking for, right? So in that description, I was able to give more details. So I went through about 5 candidates, and I ended up narrowing it down to Carlos because he had the most experience, and he had worked previously as a Cyberbacker with another field, but he had a lot of experience within the job qualities that I was looking for.
So really the experience then. Now, talk to me about the qualification. Did you have any specific qualifications that you were looking for when you were partnering with your Cyberbacker?
Yes. I definitely had specific qualifications that I was looking for. I wanted someone who was very tech savvy. I'm very social media heavy. So I was looking for someone who was experienced with that. I also was looking for someone that was experienced in graphic design. So Carlos, he wasn't fully experienced in graphic design, but he had dabbled a little bit with the previous company. So he was the best candidate for what I was looking for.
There we go. Now, more about Carlos then. What are the tasks that you leverage to him every day?
So I'm going to say something very important that I think that everyone should have when they're getting a cyberbacker, and just depending on what field they're in. In the real estate field with Keller Williams, we call it a 30-60-90. So for Carlos, I specifically knew what I wanted him to do for the first 90 days. And that was a way for me to track his progress as well, to know that he was making progress and I was providing him with the tools that he needed. So for Carlos, like I said, I'm very social media heavy. So it was managing some of my social media sites, also creating graphics. One of the things that he does as well is he manages our CRM. So he gives daily reports weekly about how many leads we have coming in, how many calls we're making, if we're setting people up on drip campaigns. Carlos manages all that. He makes sure that everyone has home searches as well. Like, he does a lot. He edits he edits my videos for YouTube. So this year we are going full force in YouTube. And I provided with him with a lot of material as far as training for how we can optimize our YouTube channel the best. So he's trained on that. And he does the thumbnails. He does the optimization for it. He edits the videos as well. So yeah, Carlos is loaded with tasks, and he's performing at a very high level. He learned pretty quick. And I think it was more so because we did have the 30, 60, and 90 in place, and we weren't all over the place. We were able to always come back and say where we were and what we had accomplished and what we were moving on to next.
So really setting up a plan before you even onboard a cyberbacker. That's the main piece of advice right there, right?
That is the main piece. My first initial cyberbacker that I had, I did not have a plan. I did not have a strategic plan in place. I'll say that. I knew what I needed her for, but I didn't have the guidance that I really needed. So moving from her to Carlos, I was just a little more ready with the full training library as well. So Carlos has a training library. Whenever I'm asking him to do tasks, he can go and see specifically how to do that task, because, he's there, I'm here, I'm always running around and I'm doing things. So if I'm asking him to do things, the least that I can do is give him the tools that he needs to do them at a high level.
There we go. Setting them up for success too, right?
Exactly. Setting them up for success. He knows a lot, but he's not a real estate agent. He doesn't know how it works. So I have to show him. So that's the phase that we're in right now. We're learning how each other work.
And that's you investing in their success, investing your time for them to be successful at what they do. Now, talking about success, how long have you been working with Carlos again?
So Carlos started September 16th. He succeeded with flying colors. He checked off all the boxes. So now we're going into more detailed, like I said, we're doing YouTube now, which is a little more skill set that has to go with that. So we started off with our basic graphics, learning, our branding and different things like that. And now we're moving on to the next level of his task. And when it comes to the CRM, now he gets a little more responsibility when it comes to that as well.
We go. A lot of things to do, more opportunities to grow, of course. Now, talk to me about the partnership that you have. I know it's a fairly new one between the both of you, but how did it become a successful partnership? Because again, some of our listeners might have a difficult time transitioning to the virtual world. So do you have any tips that you can share, Joanna?
Yeah. So like I was saying, that 30-60-90 is, to me, that's probably one of the best tools that I had, and also having that training library as well. So I think that one thing that a lot of people don't realize when it comes to having a cyberbacker, I think that they initially think that the cyberbacker comes fully geared for what they need them to do, right? So I will say CyberBacker does a great job in training them on the essential tools that realtors are using, but you have to cultivate them to learn how you actually work, right? So we can use those systems. We can use the foundation that CyberBacker has provided. That's great, but we have to make sure that we are training them properly, just like we would do with a real person, right? Like if we had a real person sitting in the office, you have to train them. You can't just expect for them to know what to do. So you have to give them some sort of guidance before you just kind of let them go on your own. So initially, Carlos and I, we would probably meet maybe 3 times a week, right? We would meet 3 times a week. When we initially started, we would meet every day. Then it kind of went down to 3 times a week as we started getting a routine. We started getting a routine of what happens daily. He even kind of trained me a little bit to make sure that I'm uploading his task like the week, the day before the week actually starts, so that he has an idea of what needs to be done. So I do think that it is very important to have that partnership, to have Zoom meetings regularly. So if I'm loading him with a lot of tasks and I know it's maybe things that he's not familiar with, we're going to have a meeting. If I'm showing him something new that I know he's not familiar with, there'll be a video in the library for him to see so that he at least has a basic understanding of what it is. And so I will say Carlos is very smart. So so he learns very fast, which is a great thing. But I do feel like the tools help him tremendously because it just takes away the guessing work for him.
Yes, again, they're just setting them up for success, is what we talked about earlier. Now, one last question. For sure, Carlos is going to be able to watch and listen to this once we have this online.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we'd like to know, what do you like most about Carlos? What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about it?
I like his initiative. So he knows I give him the task. And like I said, some tasks he may not really know exactly what that task is. He will ask the right questions and sometimes he'll figure things out. So we've had, and I'm going to give an example of something that happened. But I'm going to tell you, Carlos figured it out. So we had an incident a few weeks ago where we were uploading some new things to MailChimp. We were kind of getting a newsletter going, pretty much. That was the basis of it. So Carlos created an entire template. And he wanted to make sure that all of the leads from our CRM were inside of MailChimp. So he deleted the list of 2,000 leads. Not on purpose. He deleted it because he wanted to upload it. Well, MailChimp, once you delete a list, it kind of disappears. And you can't upload the same list. So we learned that the hard way. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit. And we both kind of brainstormed on it. And I found some information and I sent it to him. So when I sent that information to him, he was able to go and gather the information of what we needed to do to recover it. So he figured it out. I didn't have to sit down and figure it out. I didn't have to call MailChimp. I just sent him an article showing him some information and he figured it out. So that was amazing. So, so yeah, he takes initiative. He's super excited all the time about, the things that we have coming forward. I really see him as part of the team and I talk to him as if he's part of the team. So I tell him, these are our goals. This is what we are doing. I've even gave him one of our team Instagram pages that he manages. I tell him, it's your Instagram page. Like you can post information. Now, of course, he does have to run it by me first.
Of course.
But he does have permission to manage that particular page.
There we go. But a lot of exciting stuff between the both of you, of course, for the new year, 2023. Now, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership grows to, of course. And again, Joanna, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. You have a great day.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.